When he was 18 and I'm
Okay.
18, I'm beating him in every sport.
Okay.
Not one sport he's beating me in.
Subscribe to the podcast, KFC Radio on YouTube.
Bang. How about you? How many weird bits have people asked you to do so far?
I mean, I just ate like a bean
Yep.
Reese's Pieces Buttercup or whatever. It was really weird. There were like beans in it instead of peanut
like
butter.
beans?
Good.
You a
Beans
bean
are
guy?
alright. I like baked beans.
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah.
I'm a believer that baked beans are the most underrated food on the planet.
Oh wow, I actually agree with that.
Because it's
I don't
like,
even think that's
you
a
know,
hot take.
people clown beans.
Yeah, but they're so
They're
good.
fucking
like
delicious.
the maple beans or something like that. You know what I mean? A little bit of bacon in there. It's just like,
Put some of that brown sugar in, dude?
Yeah, talk to me.
I'll do Bush's. I wouldn't put it in the microwave. I don't even warm it
bread
up.
on
I'll
the
just
fucking
fucking like
just cold.
do like a homeless guy in
okay. Yeah, yeah,
Dennis the
side of the
Menace.
road. All
Yeah,
right.
no problem. That's a reference you wouldn't even come close to
Yeah,
understanding.
you even know Dennis.
I have not good at that.
I know Dennis the Menace.
Do you?
He
But
was
the-
like the little kid that was making all the trouble. and shit.
I actually
Yeah,
feel
I've watched
like
that
you
show.
do a good job of being informed enough about like shit that happened before you.
I feel like I try my best. I also think that I had a VHS tape when I was a kid. 'cause
See,
my
like the
parents
fact that you
hadn't
even know
bought
what that
that.
is.
You had VHS?
Yeah,
How old
yeah.
were
Up
you?
until I was like probably like 5.
You
I'd say.
watched a VHS?
All we had were VHS tapes in my house.
Were
So
your
it was
parents
just like-
broke?
Come on, don't diss on the family now. But,
For you to have VHS?
we weren't Blu-ray rich. Let's just say that, all right? But no, yeah, we had the VHS tape, so it was like all the old movies on there. So I think it was just like
Hell
watching
yeah.
movies with like my grandfather and like my parents and whatnot. So it
Yeah.
was just like I got to watch some of the old stuff. But then there's also like times like on BFFs and they'll pull up a picture of Elton John and I'm like, I don't know who that
Dude,
is.
we always talk about that, and your show is one of the reasons we did, because like it seemed like once a week there was a clip from BFFs where old people were yelling at you that you didn't know an old person, and young people were yelling at Dave that they didn't know a new person. It was like, yeah, man, that's how this fucking works.
Exactly.
Old
You guys
people
heard
don't know
of time,
shit.
right?
Yeah. This is how it goes. Guess what? He's gonna die before these people too. Like this is how age and time works, man.
Crazy concept time is.
There always is a couple though that like there's no reason you should know this person, but when you don't, it's like cuts me to the core. Bro, I had a meltdown last week. I had the realization the first fake ID that I ever had
Okay.
was from the 1970s.
Wow. That's like a century ago. man.
Dude, when he told me that, I had to like get up and walk around the room.
It's just like I don't know why it just popped into my head, but because
Every time you say it.
I know it gets worse and worse.
It's literally like half a century, actually.
Yeah, no, it's like 50
Yeah.
fucking. It was the
Oh my
very
God.
end.
I thought,
Yeah.
yeah, it is.
Well, it was the
Yeah.
so it was the very end of the 70s and the very beginning of the 2022s, but it is 5 decades.
Oh my God, Kevin, we gotta stop talking about this.
I got-
'cause
I'm gonna
makes
die
me-
soon, bro.
It makes me change the way I think about you. I'm
Yes,
just gonna be dead honest. With
I
you.
know. I'm like officially just an old dude now.
Yeah, my
Because
dad was
what I
born
mean-
in the 70s. So.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. His dad was born in the 70s, and I needed to pretend to be someone from the 70s to drink because I was like 20 in 2000.
Right.
No. I was how old am I? I was born in 85. So in order to
2000.
be when I was drinking when I was like 15, 16, I
Yeah.
needed to be 20.
Right.
That's just how math works. And I was like,
Why isn't it 21?
yeah, 21. Yeah,
Alright.
yeah. But I was like 20. I actually it was my brother's that he passed me down. So I was actually like a little bit older than you usually are with a fake ID. But nonetheless, 79, bro. I was 79 from Connecticut.
That's
just
nuts.
It renders
So I'm
everyone
depressed.
speechless.
Crazy,
Yeah. So you're like 18 and rich, and I'm fucking I'm running around being a guy from Connecticut in the 70s, man. So anyway, back to beans real quick. You ever work out with beans?
Like use them as the weights?
Yeah.
No.
Maybe like some leg lifts. Maybe like you ever, I don't know, like put them in your tube socks maybe and do leg lifts.
No.
Interesting.
Is this something she does?
Yeah, Jackie, during the pandemic, Jackie was trying to keep it tight. Well, I mean, I'm gonna let you explain yourself.
It's basically, you know how you work out, like everyone said during the pandemic, you work out with like a makeshift whatever is with your arms. You do beans, right?
If you don't have,
If you don't have like
if you don't
dumbbells,
have weights.
dumbbels,
yeah.
or
it
whatever.
was the middle of the pandemic, like just
Right.
using
Right,
the house to work
and
out.
like weights were hella expensive.
Right.
during
Right.
that,
Right.
It was like $2
Right.
a pound
Right.
or some
So if
shit
you
like
don't
that.
have
Turns out
that,
ankle weights are like $2. You can get them like pretty cheap.
Right.
So I did actually probably spend more on the beans, but I had them in my house. So I was like, well, if I just, and I had tube socks, so I was like, I'll just slip them in. And then I tweeted it thinking everyone's gonna be like, oh my God,
You're
so
a genius.
innovated,
Yeah.
you're whatever. And
didn't say
everyone's like,
instead
that's
she's
really weird.
just bean girl now.
And then they
Yeah.
titled me as
bean
being
And then
girl.
the fact that beans just come up regularly every day now, it's crazy. I'm talking about beans
I
like
get
once a
tagged
show.
in. I get tagged in 5 bean tweets a day. This whole like ATI thing that you did, I've been tagged in like multiple times. They did ask me to come on too. But yeah, I think it's innovative.
So, just anytime you try to get that workout in, just think about those bean cans, all right?
I feel like I'll probably just use the dumbbells in my garage.
Probably a good idea. Probably just stick to those. But if you're ever in a pinch, grab a can of beans.
Yep.
So what's the word with BFFs, man? I feel like BFFs was like a rocket ship, and then kind of cooled off for a second, and now it's a rocket ship again.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing about it is like it blows up as drama's blowing up, right? So it's kind of like it's always going to be in that space. So it's always just going to kind of like go with the drama. If they're like this winter, I guess I would call it like no drama.
Right.
Nothing was going on. Also,
Right.
like I was kind of like staying at my house all day, every day. Like I wasn't really doing much.
You weren't
I was
getting into
kinda-
trouble.
Yeah, exactly. So I wasn't like doing anything to make the pod juicy. And then I would say in like the last 4 months, I've been up to more shit. So then
Yeah.
the podcast is able to.
So it's like you're
capitalize
like
a
the
little bit
leadoff
more.
hitter, kind of. It's like as you go, the podcast goes.
I mean, I guess if you're calling me the leadoff hitter, I'll say I am.
Yeah, I mean that there was a time there. I mean, you still are now, but like the numbers on YouTube are fucking out of control.
Bro, when we were in Miami and we're filming for the first time, that's when I was like, this
Something
shit is
here.
going to be around for a while. Because
Yeah.
we had over 1 million people. I think we had like 1.9 million people
Like in a
waiting
night, right?
Waiting
Oh,
in a premiere.
What?
yeah,
It broke YouTube. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like the video, like pretty much completely like crashed. Like it was like there were so many people waiting to watch that video at one time. It was the most nuts
How
thing
old
I've
are you
ever
now?
seen. I'm 20.
So like, and when did you start all this shit?
Like social media?
Yeah, like doing
Very
it,
beginning, very beginning. Like,
not for fun. Like when were you like, this is what
I mean,
I'm gonna
I
do for
started
life?
doing it as like I'm gonna
Kid,
make money
right.
off this though.
Oh,
like
okay. All
right,
right, so
from
from
the
Jump
get-go.
Street.
Like it
Was
was
that
like,
you or
it was
like
like
your
a business move. It was me. My sister actually put me in a video on her account back when it was Musically, not TikTok.
Right.
And then it got like 50 likes, but to us that was like
huge.
huge.
Yeah,
Like we were
yeah.
freaking out. So there were like 4 comments on the post. 3 girls were like, "Oh, what's his at?" And I was like, "All right, I
made it.
I was like, "All right, I'll make an account." So then I went and made an account, and from that point, I found out that on the live streaming sector of Musically at the time, it was like kind of like a white space. Like no one was tapping into it.
Right.
And then that's also how you made all the money on the app. So people would donate just like a Twitch stream or like TikTok lives now, and they would give you the leaderboards of the top 200 spending fans every single 24 hours. So
Spenders, not the earners.
not earners, spenders.
Oh,
so it was
wow.
like whoever was spending the most money, and their whole idea was like, "Oh, you're spending a lot of money on the app. Let's promote you," kind of
Yeah.
thing.
But they're telling
I
you,
was
"Here's
like,
the mark."
I was like, "No, I'm going direct to consumer here. I can target the highest paying customers." Like,
This is like
are you
telling people who the
joking me?
addicts are. I'm gonna go
Exactly,
right to their-
exactly. So I would get my sister on my family iPad. She would like sit right beside me. I'd go live from 10 p.m. till 2 a.m. She would go through that entire list of 200 people, logged into my account, followed them, like 15 of their videos.
Fuck
They
yeah.
get 16 notifications from this random Josh Richards kid who's also live at the same time. They'd come in. I'd know they were one of them because I'm following them, so their username shows up in red instead of white like everyone else's. And then I would just kind of like
Interact with them,
interact with
shout 'em
them.
out.
Yeah. Be like, "Yo, what's up?" And then they would send the first
motherfucker.
gift, and it was like
I'm a
15%.
hustler, baby.
Yeah,
Dude,
15%
holy
went to my
shit.
sister, and I took the rest. And it was just like that was our little like, I guess con we were running.
Yeah, but it's
My
not
mom's
con.
no-
I mean,
no
you're
joke,
using-
like-
you're using the weapons they gave you.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
One of the questions I wanted to ask you, but I like didn't even know if it was appropriate, was gonna be like, how'd you get so rich so fast? And the answer is you're fucking smart and you're a fucking hustler. Like, it's like how does anyone get rich?
Shout out to TikTok for giving you that
No,
information.
100%.
That's
Shout out
fucking-
even more to my sister. For
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
six
So
or
she's the
seven
real,
for-
she's the real like
she's-
unsung hero here.
Oh,
Is she in the
100%.
spotlight too or no?
No, she never wanted to be
Yeah,
like. I
yeah.
tried hard to get her to do it with me, just because like when I first was doing videos, I would do a lot more like cringy ass videos,
Yeah.
but also like family orientated videos, and she would be in a lot of them. Like just like if it's like I don't know some prank or meme or whatever,
Yeah.
and she'd be involved in a lot of videos. So I was like, yo, I don't need like all this for myself. Like let me like help you out. Like let me blow up your account, do stuff for you. But
"No, I'm good."
she saw what happened
older
in
than
high
you or
school.
younger?
She's younger by like a year and a half, and she saw what was kind of like the switch from me just being the sports kid in my town to doing social media, and how like everyone was chewing me apart, the difference in like friendships, all that shit. So like she was kind of just like,
I mean, you're 20, you're famous, you're rich as fuck, but like you probably don't have, you're never gonna have that normal kid life.
Childhood,
whatever,
yeah.
right?
She wanted
Like,
to be able to have a prom, go
yeah,
to
right.
college.
Like be normal,
she wanted
have
to
a normal relationship, normal friends.
Exactly.
Do you miss that kind of thing? Or I mean, I guess not miss it because you never had it, but do you wish you ever had it? Or you? Good?
I mean,
because so many people are like, oh my god, that's the dream, and then there are people who are like, I'd rather just like not have to be, getting, haters on the internet and people chewing me out and stalkers and whatever the shit you have to deal with,
Yeah. I mean, I always wanted to be like known, like since I was younger. Like I kind of looked around at my town and just like everyone there, and I was like, I can't do this, bro. Like a 9 to 5, go to school, then like pay off my student debt. Like I was just like, this can't be me. Like I gotta find something else. And when I was younger, I was just like, oh, the name Josh Richards will be known in some facet. I thought I was going to be like an NHL player. Obviously, that didn't
It's always where it starts.
And then from that, it was like, all right.
And you look in the mirror and you're like, wait a second. It's going to be this really good-looking kid on the internet.
No, I thought I was going to be like a businessman at the very beginning. I thought I was going to have like...
Well, I mean, you are, though.
Yeah. I've definitely like incorporated that into my social media a bunch, but I thought like I had a hockey shirt company when I was younger with my buddy that actually lives with me in LA now, and I had like a lacrosse mesh company where I was dyeing mesh and wax coating.
So you're always
and
doing
selling
like
it.
some shit.
Yeah. I was like the kid going to the convenience store buying a bunch of gum and reselling it.
Yeah.
Like that was me. Yeah.
I like that hustle. I mean, there is. I kept an eye on BFFs and a lot of shit going on just to be up on shit. But I also, when I do 1 Minute Man, I make videos making fun of Dave and all the shit that's going on in the TikTok world. So I kind of know like the major player names. And for people my age, pretty much exclusively, the immediate reaction is like, oh, fuck that kid.
Yeah.
And it's like 99% because of jealousy and 1% because of just like generational differences, right?
Right.
But for whatever reason, there was a difference where I was always like, Josh seems like he's all right, and I don't know why. I feel like you would feel that way too, right? Like, like because we wrote blogs about like Logan Paul and Jake Paul back when they were first blowing up, and our first reaction is always like, "Fuck those kids!" Like,
anytime you see someone more popular, there's someone who's
like that,
handsomer and funnier and more successful than me.
Right.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
But there are certain guys where you kind of also go like, I don't know, but that one seems all right, and I don't really even know why it is, but I don't know. You just come across a little more likable than some of your friends.
Thank you.
And I'm sure they're good guys too, but just from like a guy who has a fake ID from the '70s point of view, like sometimes the reaction is just like, ugh, like fuck this. And,
right.
And you'll probably do it to the next generation after you or whatever. But
for sure.
But I don't know. I think the reason why BFFs works is there's something a little more. Maybe it is the business mind or whatever, where you're just like a little more savvy. I guess I don't know. Because, I mean, most people who are 18, 19, 20 years old and rich as fuck is not going to be, polite or endearing or whatever. You're going to be like a rock star.
I wouldn't be.
I would be.
I'm 33 and I'm not polite. And I'm not rich or famous.
Yo,
do you, when you're doing BFFs and you're kind of saying how the drama goes, do you ever try and be like a puppet master in LA? Are you like, or are you ever out being like, dude, if I do this, the pod will go nuts this week?
I mean, I've definitely like had times where like I'm in the middle of a situation, or like I'm out like at a club or something and dancing with a girl or something, and I can see like
these pictures are gonna end
I'm
up
like,
on the internet.
damn, bro, this shit is about to be all over the podcast tomorrow. Like stuff like that. It's just like I feel like when I'm in it, I'm like, yep, this is gonna be a thing.
But are you ever like, it's been a slow week, I'm gonna go like dance with that girl?
Oh no. I feel like I kind of just like.
It just
let
happens.
it naturally happen. But
just like
naturally
crazy shit. No, but I mean we always get accused of like this is fake, this is a work. Barstool's scripting this, and it's like for everything from 20 years ago till now, and it's just like no man, like fact is stranger than fiction. Life's weird and messy and crazy.
Yeah,
and to think that people think it's fake that a bunch of like young, rich, famous people are getting involved in drama or like. Like you don't need to fake it. You don't need to force it. It's just gonna fucking happen.
Like,
you went to
I'll
high
post
school, right?
TikToks.
Yeah,
exactly. Same shit. Like, of course, I'll post TikTok videos and like, I'm like, I know what I'm doing in the TikTok videos. Like, if I have like the girl come over for the podcast or whatnot, or she was already there and then we're filming the pod or whatever happens, it's like, if I'm filming TikToks with her, I'm gonna like, I'm juicing it up a little bit on the TikToks, but it's like. It's not like I'm then going out after and being like, all right, this happened, but it didn't.
Coordinating
right?
the whole thing. Yeah. So it all started with like a Instagram Live with Dave, right?
Yeah.
You set that up, or he set that up, or fans set that up, or what?
We reached out to him because we saw a tweet that he put out just saying like, why are these wiggle dickers showing up?
Yeah,
on
wiggle
my
dickers.
feed?
That's right.
That's what he used to. That was like the token.
I mean, that's where we were like. we write blogs. We're not comedians, but we're like trying to be funny, and we're writing, and we're doing videos and real shit. And
We were the,
fucking wiggle dickers are like blowing up.
It's
and,
like you ever watch like an old like journalism movie or something like that, and like there's the fucking fat drunk old guy who's like, "This is how journalism's supposed to be
Newspapers,
done." Right? Like,
Right.
Like
you pound pavement, you knock on doors,
Right.
And like we were that of the internet. We're
Sure.
like,
Right.
we were here when it first started. You don't just dance on a video. That's not how you get famous.
Apparently it is.
And it's exactly
Apparently
how
it
you
is,
do
man.
it. It's exactly
Yeah.
how it works.
But now I am remembering Dave being like, I played sports when I was
Yeah,
that
yeah,
age.
yeah.
I didn't dance. I played sports.
Yeah.
And but you know he had.
I'm way more athletic than Dave. There's like a 0% chance he's ever been more athletic than me in his entire life.
dude, he
Ever
just
in one moment, like ever. There couldn't I like broken rib.
but you gotta remember,
I'll
he's
break my
45.
bones and I'll. No, when he was 18 and I'm
Okay.
18, I'm beating him in every sport.
Okay.
Not one sport he's beating me in. 2020, I'm beating him in every sport.
Wow.
What sport is he going to beat me in?
Yeah. I mean.
I think
your
he
list-
would, he would argue baseball.
Yeah.
If I'm-
Okay. Actually, okay. Maybe
Yeah, I was
he would
gonna
take me in
say,
baseball.
You don't play. You didn't
I
play
mean,
baseball, right?
I did pretty fucking great in the All-Star game, but
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
It's
Yeah, you were
whatever.
the celebrity all-star game, right? Yeah. I mean, that was
No one hit
softball,
off me.
right?
It's
But
whatever.
like-
3 up, 3 down.
No, I mean, I do. Dave had a legit swing. Dave, I mean, as much as I hate his guts, he is like weirdly good at like all sorts of shit. Though it's like I don't know, like flip this bottle. I know, like he's better than you would expect for.
I
Especially
could
back
see
when
baseball, but baseball isn't like I'm gonna get hate for saying this, but I don't think baseball is really. You don't need to be super athletic to be good at
no, you
baseball,
don't.
right?
That
Like,
baseball, you can-
it's just. I mean, you know, the more athletic you are, it's obviously
Obviously it's gonna
good.
translate
but it
more,
is
but-
more of a talent and a skill and hand-eye
Yeah,
coordination and shit.
100%.
These days,
100%.
the players are definitely more athletic.
Back in the day,
when I was
back in the
younger,
day,
yeah,
cigs,
you're
eating
smoking
dogs and
cigs.
you could have
Yeah.
Matt Stairs dropping a 500-foot bomb.
the golden days, man. You missed out. It was great. Let me tell you, kid.
Maybe I
What
would
about,
have liked
but
baseball
hockey.
Hockey, yeah. I played
Have you
hockey
done
growing up,
Have you done
lacrosse.
a goalie challenge with him yet?
I haven't.
I mean, how the fuck has that not happened yet?
Yeah, we should do that
You know why that hasn't happened?
because he knows I would absolutely.
Because he's lost his fastball. And in this case, it's hockey. But
I believe I still currently have the record for most goals against him in a goalie
Dude.
challenge.
I that video resurfaced recently.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
I haven't
Oh,
seen
we got to give you that footage to make sure you
Okay.
play on the show.
Yeah.
Because the goalie challenge morphed into this thing where you have to stand stationary like 150 feet away from Dave in goal, and you can't work any angles. And yeah, he stops like 9 out of 10. He was just like it was like penalty shots, like you're just like a breakaway.
We were on ice,
and it was just like boom, boom,
This
boom,
is like
boom,
I mean, this is
pop,
like
pop,
10
pop.
years ago. This
And
is
it was
a
on
long
ice.
time
Yeah,
ago.
yeah. I mean, so I mean, you went like
And then it went 7 for 10.
yeah. I mean, it was
Wow,
it was
that's
lights
pretty
out. But
I mean,
do,
he can't. He doesn't play goalie.
Yeah,
It's
he's not-
It's actually. I'm embarrassed. I didn't go 10 for 10.
Right,
He
right,
doesn't
He's
play
not a
goalie.
hockey
He
goalie.
doesn't-
No,
he's not a
I
hockey
should've scored.
goalie.
I mean, at the time, I probably hadn't played hockey in 7 to 10 years.
Yeah.
So like, I've been
On
around
ice
myself
is
as
easy
well.
too, though. I mean, that's a big difference maker. But you know, then these guys from the NHL came in, and like I said, with that setup, he had a few saves, and all of a sudden it was like he's like I could fill in, I could be your emergency goalie. I was like Jesus,
I don't know.
but
I played goalie against PK Subban, and I was like, I think I only let him like 2 goals on 10 shots.
what?
Yeah.
Was he just teeing up from like the blue light? Dude,
I mean,
PK
he came in
Subban.
a couple times. I was making some robs. To be fair, it was road hockey.
Okay.
But
It's still PK Subban.
It was
man.
still PK
Yeah.
Subban.
Dude, PK, I when he was on the Canadians and the Bruins were, they were I think like 2 or 3 years in a row against the Canadians, he would be the one player when the puck touched his stick. I was like, oh fuck, I know what's about to happen. And every time it did.
It did. Yeah, without fail. So anyway, it's you and Dave, right? Start this thing. And then Brianna comes out of the
Yeah,
clouds,
yeah.
starting out as kind of like a, give me some information on TikTok, and now she's a fucking rock star.
Oh my god.
She's about to blow all you guys out of the water.
I know. I'm
She's-
like getting worried.
Yeah, she's coming for that. She's the new hustler, man. She's looking down that
I
list.
know. Like at the start, it was like BFFs with Dave Portnoy and Josh Richards, and then like it took a while, and then we added the Brianna name. They're about to just boot me and
For
Dave's
real.
name out of there. Just
For
gonna be
real.
Brianna.
It's just the
That's it.
Brianna show at this
Yeah.
point. Get the fuck out of here, man. So I mean, on top of that, you got your hands on like a million other things, right?
Been doing a lot like in the production space right now because we do have a production company at Crosscheck, and then also have a venture fund, so that as well.
I
yeah.
remember
Bro, being 20 years old with a venture fund is fucking wild.
Yeah.
That shit is crazy.
You realize how absurd this is, right?
Yeah.
Do you
Yo,
get...
and fucking 10 minutes ago, we asked if you wish you could go to prom. You're like, no, man, I have a venture fund, dude.
I'm going to the Oscars this year. I'm okay, man. Do you like grasp how absurd this is? Like in the history of the world, even in the history of like famous people, to be where you're at monetarily, fame-wise, all that shit, success-wise, opportunity-wise, at your age. I mean, you're probably like the top 1% of people who have like ever fucking lived.
Thank you.
That's
That
insane.
means a lot. Yeah, no, I think it's kind of like one of those things when you're in it, you don't realize how crazy it really is, right?
Because to you, it's probably just your life.
Yeah, like I mean, like it was just like, all right, let's start a venture fund. Like I've been angel investing for 6 months now. It's like, what's the next step? Probably go raise some capital.
Yeah.
So then it was.
I think if you have, sorry to keep interrupting.
No.
We talked to a lot of comedians, and they have like a 20-year grind, and then they make it. So there's like a before and after, and I can compare like times. But unless you're talking about comparing to when you were fucking 8, you really just don't. It's just been life for you, right?
Yeah. I mean, it took a while for me to blow up on like the social media apps. Like I was doing. Musically and TikTok probably for like 3 years, which isn't like the longest time ever, but 3 years until I really started getting traction, and we went and did that tour called Lights Out Tour, and that's when it really like started for us. Because
What was that? How you like just?
it was just like a
shit?
meet and greet tour.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like we were all 17 and 16, I think, like all the boys, and we all like had known each other on social media and like had partied with each other at events before and whatnot, like the playlists or VidCons of the world, and then. We were like, why don't we just do our own tour across the states? Like, this will get our fans like super excited. It might like help us grow a little bit too, and it absolutely did because everyone had an opinion on it. Like, if it was YouTubers hating on us, or the TikTok world loving it, it was everyone was talking about it, which was great. All publicity is good publicity.
It's very much
right?
like
So-
it's almost like wrestling, like WCW, WWF. It's like different. People have different allegiances.
Yeah, it's
to
like
these
the
things.
YouTubers
It's
and the TikTokers.
I mean, like
It's
the fact that you can't. I don't like long form video. I like short form video. Fucking wild, man.
Yeah. No, it's definitely wild.
Now, and I can kind of tell though. I feel like you look back on some of those dancing videos, and you're not.
I don't.
Not exactly proud of some of those.
Don't love it. No.
But that's,
But
yo.
fuck that.
But at the same time,
it's
it's like I always look at it and it's like, like if I went back, would I do it differently? Probably fucking not.
No,
Because I'm
no.
here now, you know what I mean?
Do
So
whatever
it's
gets
like-
you to right fucking here.
Exactly. So I look at it as like, I have to pay my dues a little bit.
Yeah.
But
I
I think if you look back on your old shit and you are like kind of like cringy about it, you're like, ugh.
That's what it's
That's
supposed to be.
where it's supposed to be. That's why I don't get people who have fucking time hop. I'm like, I don't want to see shit I posted yesterday, let alone fucking 9 years ago.
Right.
I was a different
the way
person
you
then.
dress, the way you act, especially,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
if you're in the business of some sort, the jokes you tell, the music you make, the dances you did, whatever. The thing that's funny for me, I would do it in a fucking heartbeat if I could. The difference for me, and I think for again the vast majority of guys my age or just guys in general, when you're like 16 to 20. It's weird just saying this with you like here, but like being sexy, trying to be like hot is fucking weird. Like you guys on the camera, like with your fucking like eyes, and you're like, it's like
It was the lip lick.
the lip lick. But that's also
I don't know
because
that you ever did it. I'm just-
dude, if I was fucking 16 years old and I made eyes and licked, people would be like, get the fuck out of here. If I did it and chicks wanted to fuck me, I'd be like, well, I'm doing this all the time. So it's a matter of can you do it and can you not do it. But when you can't and you're a hater or when you're a little bit older or whatever, it's like, what is going on?
Right.
Like-
Because it's also probably like, how the fuck is that shit working?
Yes.
You know what I
No,
mean?
like, I mean, Dave, like we sounded like old man, like Neanderthals, but it used to be like, I'm good at sports. That's why chicks like me. Like I'm the quarterback. I'm whatever. It's well, now I can dance and fucking
Like
like
wear
I can-
rings and
Yeah. Like, all that shit, that's just-
Like the
like,
kids that were like the outcast emo kids back in like high
it's-
school aren't anymore.
Or
exactly what it
Italians.
is.
Yeah.
Or the Italians. Yeah, like I kind of got a taste of that. I grew up with a lot of Guidos, like Jersey Shore Guidos, so I had a lot of like guys legit wearing makeup and jewelry and the hair all manicured and manicured nails and everything, and I was always like, what the fuck is that? But they wouldn't, even those guys weren't like, fucking let me do this dance, you know? But like,
I know, like I don't go up to girls and like just start dancing in front of them.
why not?
Yeah,
I would.
why not,
I would, bro.
dude?
I'd be like, yo, what up?
PK Subban goes up and starts pretending to dangle a puck.
Do what works, man. Do what works. No, but I mean, those are funny to look back on.
Yeah.
Like,
What do you think your like most embarrassing video? Oh, I know yours. It's the
all
combine.
my all my athletic shit.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to
No,
think
my
aside
like the
from
thing
that,
I like least. Like, I'm sure my most embarrassing thing I have truly genuinely suppressed. I don't know it. It's
Yeah.
I would need like a fucking hypnotist.
Right. You've buried that so
Yeah,
deep.
to like
deep.
access my brain. To
But
be like,
also,
dude,
there's something freeing, or maybe it's just unhealthy psychology. But like, once you've been embarrassed enough or gone through some real shit, it's like I don't fuck. I truly don't. Some
care
people say I
anymore.
don't care,
Yeah.
and they care.
Yeah.
Some people say like it doesn't bother me, it bothers me. Some people have figured out a way to they're bothered, but they don't let it affect them. And then there are people who truly don't fucking care anymore.
Right.
And when you reach that point, it's really freeing because it's like I don't
Yeah.
know, I'll do that, and I might look stupid, or you'll beat me, or I'll lose, or whatever it is. I don't fucking care as long as the register's ringing, man. As long as it's working. It's like at that point, once you really view it as work. And for me, but that shit happened to me when I had kids, when I went through some serious shit. Like to have the foresight to understand that. Like, do you still get like bothered by, I don't know, someone's like, I think this guy's better than you. I think his content's better. He's funnier. He's better looking. Whatever the the hate is.
I mean, like I feel like I've always been someone that's been able to like take that shit pretty easily, or just like, be like, whatever. Just because I feel like I learned that through high school. It was just like, when people were saying it to me in the hallways or like in person, that hurt more than like a comment. 'Cause I'm like a fucking comment. Who gives a shit? I just turn my phone off or like.
But so like you would go to like normal high school after
Yeah.
you've blown up, and kids would be.
Well, the thing was like I was in that weird, I would say like awkward stage where it's like I hadn't blown up yet,
Right.
But
So
I had
that's the
some
worst.
followers,
Right.
But that's the worst place to be because it's like,
Agreed.
It's like
'Cause once
everyone
you're
can
rich,
still
it's
make
like-
fun of you and
Yeah.
everything, but it's like once you get to a point, then they all start texting you like, oh, I want to come down,
Yeah,
funny, like
that
sucking
happens,
your
right?
balls. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
once all of a sudden you fucking own a mansion, and you're,
They're like, oh, I always thought it was so cool what you did.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
Fuck
buddy.
you.
I still have my wax mesh lax tee, dude. Come on.
Did you ever have like a list of people that you were like, fuck that guy, that guy's cool? Like if they ever do come around calling, that you would be like, I remember you. Nope.
No, I just had like a pretty, I would say like tight circle of friends that I just like stuck with through high school, and like they had been like my friends for the longest time, just for through like hockey or lacrosse.
I think that's
Are
the
they
key
still
to
out there
and
with
then-
you?
I mean, I'm still like they'll fly out or I'll fly them out all the time. Like
'Cause
they'll come out and
that's-
surprise me sometimes. My one friend Gavin, he's actually moved from like the town we lived in together to come and live with me. So he's been out there for like a year.
But they're not famous.
Yeah, like
No,
do you have any
no,
normal
oh.
friends? Any
They're
normies?
not famous at all.
See, that's
That's
key.
what I mean. Like,
That's
they,
what you
like
need.
yeah, these were the kids I've known since I was like,
Right.
They came to
But
my
they
Christmas
haven't
Eve
be-
with like their family. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like,
Because they'll be like, you're a fuck.
family.
They'll be you're.
Yes.
It's almost like fucking what is it? The and this sounds very hyperbolic, but like I don't. It's not really for you. What Roman emperor was it who would have hired someone when he was like walking through town to just whisper like, "Hey, you're just a man. You're just a man."
Yeah,
because
to
people
keep him down.
People be going nuts.
Just have
And-
a yes, man.
Yeah, and that's what you,
funny as fuck.
like you're not anything special. You're just a man.
Yeah.
And like that's what your best friends are. They're like you're a fucking loser. Like when you go out and
what
like,
you need.
and then sometimes it's like,
100%.
dude, can you stop calling me a loser? Because that kind of hurts my
Yo.
feelings too. Like,
Bro,
I'm not
I
asking
used
for these
to-
take these pictures.
My best friends would. They'd be, oh, KFC's out tonight, not Kevin. We got if I would say anything remotely, whatever, or if people took pictures or whatever it was always like they immediately chopped me down at the knees.
Humble you
and it
so
was
quick.
like, can we just like celebrate it for a minute? Can we enjoy this for a second? But I would bet that any of the TikTokers, YouTubers, young famous people, child stars, whatever, that either become assholes or have problems or whatever they go through, it's because they don't have normal friends.
None of them really do. That's
Right.
the problem, right?
Right.
Like they're all out there in LA, and it's like it is hard to ask a friend to be like, "Hey, drop everything you're doing and come move to LA just so you can keep me humble." You
Yeah,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like that's a
Be the
tough
boy to keep
ask.
me in check.
But my buddy Gav, like he works for the CrossCheck company, so it's like he's been
Yeah.
out there for a year doing like real fucking work, and then at the same time, it's like if I'm out or I'm starting to get like an ego about.
Did they
something and
actually
whatnot-
check you though?
Oh, he
Have you had
checks
moments
me
where they've been
all
like,
the
"Yo,
time.
dude,
like
shut
Gab will be
the
like, "Yo,
fuck
you're being a
up."
fucking douchebag,
Yeah,
dude. Like, chill
yeah,
out." And then
yeah.
it's just like it's kind of like we laugh. Like I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, fair. And then it's like he laughs, I laugh, and then
then
it's
you're
like
good.
it's good. It's
Yes.
like it's over, and it's like
Yes.
all right. done with the douchery.
Right.
And then,
That's smart.
yeah.
No, that is clutch. Like always try to keep that because that's like the difference between I think being liked and being really successful versus like I have money.
Right.
Because you can have money and nothing
no
else.
one gives a
What
fuck
about
about
I feel like there was a natural split with female TikTokers and guy TikTokers, right? It was like Hype House and
Sway House,
Hype House, whatever.
Yeah.
That was like guy girl. Or did I
No,
make
no,
that
no,
up?
no. So
I thought that was split. Like
Sway
pretty-
was just guys,
okay.
and that was our house.
Right.
We just thought it was a terrible
Fucking
idea to
misogynistic.
live with. I mean, we just thought it was a bad idea to live with girls.
Yeah.
We were just like, there's no
Smart.
way that's gonna end well.
No.
And then the Hype House had both, and then there were like girl content houses that started getting made after and everything like that.
Right.
And
And those are for the most part you guys coexist or there's drama and beef and shit.
there was
between-
hella beef between like Sway and Hype.
Yeah. and that's got all just because everyone's talking over each other.
Yeah, it was
Because
just
messy.
it's fucking like the show Friends is what I like to say. It's
Yeah.
just so incestuous. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, well, it's just, I mean, at that age, you know,
hormones flying
hormones
around,
are fucking out
everyone's
of
getting
control.
fucked
At
up.
any
No one
age,
feels
but,
like they have
you
like
you
any rules.
You have no real responsibilities. You
Wake up when
you
you
have
want.
all the money, all the fame, and you can do like whatever you want whenever you want, and you're all good looking. It's just like,
And then
why
paparazzi
would you
is
not
just
fuck
like
each other?
Hollywood Fix is just following us.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
that's
videoing,
really
like,
that is
around
wild
every
to
time,
have.
like,
You know,
it's nuts.
your early, you know, fucking love life, romantic life on camera
All
is
over the
fucking
place.
weird.
Weird
man.
as fuck.
We
Yeah, yeah,
interviewed
yeah.
the people from, do you know Saved by the Bell?
Yes. Yeah.
Because like they had their first kiss on camera. Like they were like, I had never kissed a boy or a girl, and I didn't do
and-
it for the
yeah,
show.
yeah.
And then we all started hooking up, and it became a whole mess. And it's
But
like,
then even in that, actually it was a different interview, but was with Mario Lopez, who's like, I mean, I'm sure you know who Mario Lopez
Yeah.
is, but he's also on Saved by the Bell. And they basically had Hype House. But it was so long ago that they didn't have cameras, they didn't have paparazzi. Like I
They all
forget.
lived together?
They lived in the
it
same
was a
apartment complex.
Oh,
so they
okay.
had
And
a
he was
little
like,
privacy.
we just party,
But
we
it was
just,
like
fuck.
him, Seacrest,
Tara Reid.
Yeah, it was like
It's a nuts.
it was honestly like
apartment
a
complex.
Yeah, dude, it was
a reality show.
It was bigger
like-
than that too. There was
yeah.
like one whole cast of
a show. on
a
there.
show. I forget. We'd have to like look it up.
But
Like,
he was funny because he, you know, he's a family man now. But we asked him, and he kind of looked off into space, and he was like, "Yeah, those are the years, man."
reminiscing
Reminiscing
on the
Yo,
good
he
old
just
days.
like we asked him like, what were the best like 10-year stretch of your life, and he was like, then.
yeah,
Motherfucker's got like
it is pretty
kids now.
like it's crazy, but it is like I feel like you feel like it's more fun when you're out of it though, if that
For
makes
sure,
sense,
for
right?
sure.
Like when you look back on it, you're like,
The
oh, that
nostalgia.
was so much fucking fun.
doubt.
But then like when you were in it, the amount of like probably stress and anxiety, all that shit, you're just like, God damn, I need to get out of this.
bro.
So
The
it's
the
like-
most important thing in the world is trying to know the good old days when you're in the good old days.
Yeah.
Trying to like experience
And, but
that.
I think, but I genuinely it's impossible.
It's impossible.
Because everyone,
I
that's
think-
like the one piece of wisdom everyone passes.
But
down.
it is. I think it's possible to recognize it like a little bit
like
more
I feel like
than
right
you
now
should.
I'm trying to just enjoy everything
Yeah.
I'm doing
Yeah,
because
like,
I'm
that's
like,
good.
This is like
Recognize
these are
that
probably
it's
the good
super
days.
rare
You know what I'm
and-
saying?
Yeah. And I mean,
But I think even trying to enjoy it, you can't. You can't
try.
It's like
Yeah.
trying to get hard. It's not gonna work.
Right.
your dick either gets hard or it doesn't. Come on. That's so true, man.
Can't force that.
Yeah. So, and the paparazzi shit is you cool with those guys, or there's that one guy who like follows you around, right?
Yeah, Fletcher. He was the
Fletcher.
One, yeah, fucking
What's
Fletcher,
that? I
man.
mean, you guys are cool with him, or he's a
I
weirdo?
mean, like, yeah. I feel like we're all pretty cool at this point. But I mean, I remember like when I first had gotten out, first got out to LA, and I'd like wake up, whatever, 8:30, 9:30, and I'm going outside and like going to go work out with like Bryce, and we'd go outside. We'd open the garage because we had our gym in our garage. We'd
course.
open the garage to like let some fucking air in,
bam.
That's
That's
just-
fucking.
just on in our driveway.
Is that legal?
Hey guys, what's up?
Can you be on someone's driveway?
I don't know, man. Like,
I mean, I think it's always better-
The thing is like if you tell them to leave, they can just move onto the street.
Yeah,
and
so
now
it's
they
like-
hate you.
Yeah,
you know,
and-
I'd rather the guys who are like "fuck you," then they're like, "Well, now we're gonna like ruin your life." I'd rather be on
Exactly.
good terms. But it's also just such a weird trip when it's like, "Hey, dude, those guys are fucking teenagers."
I was 17.
Yeah, like leave.
Like,
like, that might be illegal.
Yeah, like
you're
it was
taking
like, it
pictures
was
of a
like-
minor. Dude.
Yeah, it's like, what am I doing, bro? I'm about to fucking work out.
Yeah.
It's like 9:30 in the morning. What are you doing?
yeah, that's.
But-
I mean,
Yeah.
I guess there's a business to be made there. But you know, when that's what I always got a kick out of when I was making like my recap videos, especially when Dave is like thoroughly interested in probing you guys about who hooked up with who or whatever.
Yeah.
And at the time, some of these stories are like teenage kids. Like, what are we doing right now, man?
Yeah,
Especially, I always get a kick. It's like, Yeah, I kissed her. Okay, yeah, I kissed her. Went to first base, huh? I guess. Jesus Christ, this is weird. But man, I mean, I feel like it's probably going to be a lot like almost like things were for Bieber in a way. Like I always use him as the example, or Justin Timberlake or whoever. When it starts as kind of like teeny bopper, you're a heartthrob, younger demo who loves you, and then all of a sudden you become like a grown adult and you do whatever your real passion is or whatever your talents are, and you're like, oh wait, this is, people will still probably think of you as the TikToker or whatever.
Right.
Do you get offended when people say like TikToker?
Not really anymore. I just feel like it's like
people get upset about YouTuber, TikToker, vlogger, and it's like, well, that's what it fucking is.
Yeah, but there is like that.
There is a connotation.
There is that part, like we were talking about the other day.
I think it depends
online.
how someone says it, though, right?
Yeah,
if they're like, oh, you like do TikTok, or like, oh, you're a TikToker, it's like, yeah. But if they're like, oh, fucking TikToker, it's like, are you just trying to like insult me by my job title? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but that's the thing. The job title is tough. We were talking online the other day where it's like, dude, I have to tell people I'm a podcaster.
Yeah.
Right.
You know how fucking hard that is to look someone in the eye and tell me I'm a podcaster?
I feel like I'd
how I
rather
make
say
my
that
living.
than TikToker.
Yeah,
I feel like I'd definitely rather say, yo, I'm a podcaster.
I would actually say
I used to have to say blogger. Now I
blogger's
say,
terrible, but now you say radio host or podcaster. But I think in the world of like connotation, you're probably the most successful at the moment, but I also think have the worst connotation. I feel like it would almost be like podcaster.
What the
YouTuber,
general
TikToker.
public thinks.
Yeah, like TikTok.
Yeah,
You say
have
like a bad
TikToker.
rep.
Like,
it leaves a bad taste in your mouth almost. You know, when people
also,
are like
like,
TikToker. It's like,
But TikToker, at least TikToker, if you say I'm a TikToker, like that
I also
implies
think that sounds like douchey though, to be like, yeah, I'm a TikToker.
Yeah, for sure. But also it implies like success. If I say I have a podcast, everyone has
So
a
does your
podcast,
grandmother, yeah.
right? So like they're like, all right, this guy might make
but there are
$50 an episode.
There are
Like,
probably people who have TikTok who say I'm a TikToker who have like 1,000
50K or
followers.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
50K. But the numbers are crazy. How many followers on TikTok you have?
Like 26 million
That's
or something
nuts,
like that.
man.
Have you heard of Harmonies?
Harmonies.
You haven't heard of Harmonies?
You haven't heard of
That
Harmonies?
was maybe
It's
the
got, like,
biggest fucking TikTok account I've ever seen in my life.
Harmonies was massive.
Harmonies was one of the best ideas that never made it. Maybe you can pass the torch to. We'll take a look at his knees.
Yeah.
We'll see if we can pass the torch to Josh. Feidelberg has knees that look like faces. Specifically,
Like it looks like there's a
Harmo.
baby doll trapped in my knees,
Okay.
like a baby doll's face.
Is it John's Harmonies?
I think so.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
So like, see how there's like two eyes, a nose, and like a mouth there, kind of.
Oh yeah.
So he would just make videos with his knees dancing. He's horrified. I mean, I know I'm just as crazy. I'm just as surprised as you that it
I
didn't.
just feel like I'm not allowed to watch that or something.
Now you know how it feels watching your older videos. Like that motherfucker licked his lips. I'm going to jail.
Sorry, Miss Jackson. I mean,
Good song choice.
they do look like faces.
They
though.
do,
It really
man.
is weird.
Yeah.
So there was about like a month-long stretch where like I would walk
Like a
in the
Michelin
room.
tire man kind of thing. You know what I mean? You know that guy?
Bro,
No,
yeah,
not
I
you.
know that guy.
That's what the kneecaps look like. The face.
Okay.
Yeah, I was calling you the
All right,
Michelin
you
tire
reeled it
guy.
back in.
Come on.
That would have been
that
amazing.
rude.
I was
No, we're
praying
gonna
that's
cut
what
the
you
part where you're talking about the faces. But yeah, you look like you're made of marshmallows.
Dude, I would walk in the room and like he'd have his pants around his ankles. Someone would be like laying on the floor trying to get like a different angle of his knees. Like,
that was my one attempt to do things on TikTok, and I realized maybe this app ain't for me.
Right.
Dude, do you? I mean, you don't understand the grind for someone like us. Like we started as just a blog, and then it was like, all right, I guess we got to get on like Twitter, and then Instagram, and then Snapchat, and then TikTok, and it's like, I'm done. I can't do it anymore.
You don't
I'm
want
not
to get on another
I mean,
platform,
like
eh?
Snapchat was the moment I realized I was old because I opened up Snapchat and it wasn't intuitive to me. I was like,
How do I use this shit?
Yeah,
Right. Okay.
Whereas you, like, you know, when you're a kid, you just know every technology, whatever.
Yeah.
Snapchat was the first thing where I was like, where are the buttons? Where, you know? And I was like, oh fuck, I'm old. You know, when you, there's three things: when you can't use the apps, the new technology, when you don't know the slang, and when you don't know the music. Those are the three things that I was
Right.
like, oh, I'm old and washed. But
I'm almost 3 for 3 now. Music, I'm gone.
You're fucking 3 for 3.
What?
You're 3 for 3.
Wait, what's the first one then?
You don't do the apps, you don't know music, you don't know slang. You're done.
Yeah,
Bro,
all right,
you're
you're
done.
right. You're right.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Don't try to act
It
like
was,
I'm the old
but
one.
the apps were. I had the apps until TVs started being apps, And then I was now I can't figure out how to turn on TV.
Until TV.
Like I don't know how to watch TV.
You
most
mean
times.
like with like Netflix and
yeah,
Hulu
yeah,
and like how they're
dude,
like
Josh,
smart
let me tell you,
TVs?
I'm gonna fucking blow your mind, bro.
Okay, yeah, blow my mind.
There was a time you could just turn on the TV and TV was on.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember.
And then like,
cable.
Yeah.
Do you know the term? I asked the guy.
Guys, I said I had a VHS.
Yeah,
come on,
I
no.
know.
He might be better than
I
these
remember
guys.
that as I started that. I was already
The
fucking
like, I feel like the growth in technology for me since I was a kid has been like the most nuts thing ever because it
Probably,
started
yeah.
with VHS and then went to like the CD, Blu-ray, HD with like
In,
720
like,
pixels and then 1080p.
in a matter of just
and then,
childhood,
like,
like-
that to like having MacBooks, iPhone. It was just like quick because like
Yep.
everyone always had the flip phones.
Yeah.
Right? Like my dad had one. Like they all had like the Samsung Galaxies. Or
I feel
whatever.
like your parents might have kept it a little old school though, because I'm surprised you were.
I think
when were you born?
2002.
But so by the time you're like cognizant of everything, it's like 2010, right? And by that
mean,
point, we're like
pretty-
in the cell phone era.
I would say like I was
2008 maybe.
4
Like,
years
you're-
old. I knew what was going on around me. Like I have memories of 4 years old.
Do you?
Yeah.
Congrats on a healthy and happy childhood.
I was gonna say because that's not a happy and healthy brain.
I'm about like I'm pretty black until 18.
Do you know the term channel surfing?
Yeah, like when you're just going through.
Yeah. I
flipping
asked
from
these guys
channel
and
to channel.
they had never even heard of it. See, that's what for whatever reason I think you kind of are a little bit more old school than you might realize. And maybe, it's
my
'cause your
parents just kept it a little bit more.
or
old school,
yeah, maybe they tried
I did
to.
live
or
with
they
my
just-
grandparents for like the first 4 years of my
That
life.
might help too.
Like they lived with us.
because they had old shit, right? I'm sure.
Yeah,
they're,
like,
you know,
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
phones with the. My grandma had a phone
We're
with
like
the dial thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, like you shouldn't know that. I think
okay.
I think that might be why you're not a douchebag. I think that might be why I like.
Isn't that why these two are?
Yeah, look at those douchebags over there. Fucking bean girl. Yo, I
happy you
should
said
tweet
that.
that. We should start like a trending hashtag for you. or
Yes,
something.
you should.
Hashtag
Yeah.
bean girl.
Yes.
I'm trying to get over this like being girl.
I say
I say you
Do
own
it.
it. Yeah.
Show him your jersey.
You should just start having
Show 'em your jersey.
pockets filled with beans
have
everywhere
it?
you go.
We got lacrosse jerseys that say Bean Girl. We got
That's
like,
sweet.
It's fucking dope.
I can't fucking believe you guys brought the beans.
I didn't bring it up. He was doing
It
the bean
literally
song
came
more in the
up.
bar.
Yeah, it came up
It was
naturally.
natural.
Yeah, it was pretty natural. It was pretty natural.
He said it.
You should line your pockets with like aluminum foil and then just always have beans in them. So then you can just like pull them out at any time. You know what I mean?
Bean hands.
Hey, it's Bean Girl. You're just like, boom.
You could be like your
Throw
superpower.
beans at your fan. Yeah, that'd be sick.
Very cool.
That'd be hard. That'd be so dope.
All right, you got time to do a video on YouTube for us?
Yeah.
For the internet?
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
we're gonna
of
go
course.
next door to the green screen room. Are you pushing or promoting anything you want to tell the podcast, or are you just here to kick it?
We're just
We're just here to kick it, man. Yeah.
Yeah, he's rich.
Thank you very
famous.
much.
Everybody knows it.
You know where to find him.
Make sure you subscribe to KFC Radio on YouTube to get all the video content. Subscribe, comment, like, and make sure you turn on the bell notifications so you know whenever new video content drops.
I want to say something, but the video has to be faster. That's it.